It's Friday evening, May 8, 2026, and it's time for our monthly update. We're going to dive into how our QQQ and QLD investments have performed and take a closer look at what's been happening in the markets. The market's journey from April 7, 2025 to October 29, 2025 was absolutely remarkable. Over those 7 months, QQQ delivered an incredible bullish run, surging from $402 on April 7, 2025, all the way to a peak of $637 on October 29, 2025. During this explosive period, QQQ stayed comfortably above the SMA 50 purple line for 7 straight months. That was truly an amazing run. However, everything changed during the Iran war crisis. QQQ crashed to a low price of $555 on March 30. At that point, a death cross seemed absolutely inevitable, and conventional wisdom suggested it would not be easy to reclaim the SMA 200 green line and the SMA 50 purple line anytime soon. But then something truly remarkable happened. Since March 30, QQQ went up almost straight from $555 on March 30 all the way to $711 today. That's an incredible 28% surge in just 27 trading days. QQQ was able to reclaim both the SMA 50 purple line and the SMA 200 green line, completely avoid a death cross, and even smash through to another all-time high. Today, QQQ sits around $711, positioned significantly above both the SMA 50 purple line and the SMA 200 green line. Since QQQ has broken above these critical levels, let's add both the SMA 5 blue line and the SMA 20 black line to our analysis for better context. You can easily see that QQQ is running far above the SMA 20 black line. QQQ is actually riding just above the SMA 5 blue line since April 1. Since the RSI indicator is pretty high at 82 today, which is substantially higher than the overbought level of 70, we may see a minor pullback soon. Even if those minor pullbacks happen, I fully expect that QQQ will stay above the SMA 20 black line or at least the SMA 50 purple line for some time. In other words, since QQQ is now positioned above the SMA 50 purple line, we have a strong probability of riding above this level for an extended period, just as we witnessed the sustained rise of QQQ last year from April 2025 through November 2025. Looking at this QQQ daily chart from Finviz, the situation has improved incredibly rapidly. QQQ broke above all 4 resistance lines in quick succession. QQQ is now trading above the SMA 20 line, the SMA 50 line, the SMA 200 line, and this high resistance line. These resistance lines will now become support lines if QQQ pulls back in the future. Since we focus on long-term investing, let's review this weekly QQQ chart for proper perspective. QQQ has been performing quite well on the weekly time frame. Since January 2023, QQQ has remained above the SMA 200 green line continuously without breaking below it. Actually, QQQ has been above the SMA 20 black line most of the time since January 2023, except for brief periods only once per year. Here's the pattern I want you to notice. QQQ went down below the SMA 20 black line only once in 2023, only once in 2024, only once in 2025, and only once in 2026. Each year has had just one correction below this level. Let's examine how long it took to recover each time. In 2023, QQQ was able to rebound between the SMA 20 black line and the SMA 50 purple line in just 6 weeks. In 2024, QQQ was able to rebound right above the SMA 50 purple line in only 1 week. In 2025, QQQ went below the SMA 50 purple line and was able to rebound between the SMA 50 purple line and the SMA 200 green line before reclaiming the SMA 20 black line in 10 weeks. In 2026, QQQ was able to rebound at the SMA 50 purple line before reclaiming the SMA 20 black line in 9 weeks. This consistent pattern tells us something important. Let's carefully monitor whether QQQ is able to stay above the SMA 20 black line moving forward. Now let's discuss what happened in the markets this week. The Nasdaq Composite hit a record high on Friday, May 8, 2026, surging 1.32% to finish the week at 26,144 and marking its 6th consecutive weekly win. This is the longest winning streak since late 2024. This powerful rally was fueled by a significant rebound in chipmakers and broader technology heavyweights. Nvidia and Apple rose 2.3% and 1.8% respectively, while the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index surged an impressive 4.12%, driven by relentless demand for AI infrastructure. Market sentiment was further bolstered by a stronger-than-expected April jobs report, which showed the U.S. economy added 115,000 jobs and maintained an unemployment rate of 4.3%. This reinforces the narrative of a resilient economy that can support high-growth tech valuations even as the Federal Reserve is expected to keep interest rates steady. Now for our QQQ versus QLD $100 challenge portfolio update. Starting in March 2026, I've been buying QQQM instead of QQQ because QQQM offers lower fees, which compounds to significant savings over decades. Since March 2026, I've also been investing in both QQQM and QLD through a Roth IRA account to completely eliminate capital gains tax. These optimizations matter tremendously for long-term wealth building. On April 30th, I added 0.37 shares of QQQM at $270.89. Combined with our previous QQQ holdings and new QQQM positions, I have invested a total of $5,000. My current unrealized gain is $44 from QQQM in my Roth IRA account. From QQQ in my individual account, my current unrealized gain is $2,110. Together, the total market value of QQQM and QQQ is about $7,170. The unrealized gain of $2,170 out of $5,000 investment delivered a solid 43% return. For QLD, on April 30th, right after buying QQQM, I picked up 1.27 shares of QLD at $78.85. Combining QLD shares in both the Roth IRA and individual accounts, I have invested a total of $5,000. The results are even more impressive. My unrealized gain from both the Roth IRA and individual accounts now stands at about $4,020, giving us a strong 80% return. The performance gap between QLD and QQQ continues to widen dramatically, especially in rising markets. Now, let's compare the performance of TQQQ. I have invested a total of $20,300 in TQQQ. My current unrealized gain is $29,800, delivering an outstanding 146% return. In summary, my personal portfolio shows QQQ with about 43% return, QLD with 80%, and TQQQ leading with an impressive 146%. These results powerfully demonstrate the leveraged structure of QLD and TQQQ at work. QLD is engineered to deliver 2 times and TQQQ is engineered to deliver 3 times the daily performance of the Nasdaq 100. Yes, leverage amplifies volatility in both directions, but it also delivers significantly greater upside potential when markets recover and trend higher over time. Since May 2024, we've maintained an unwavering commitment of investing at least $100 into QQQ and $100 into QLD every single month, no matter what the market does. This consistent, disciplined approach perfectly embodies dollar cost averaging, or DCA. The goal is straightforward: reduce the impact of short-term market swings by spreading our investments over time. We automatically accumulate more shares when prices are low and fewer shares when prices are high, all while maintaining laser focus on our long-term objective. Our strategy rests on 4 fundamental rules that never change. First, invest monthly without fail, regardless of headlines or emotions. Second, hold long-term for 30-plus years to capture the full power of compounding. Third, never sell regardless of market conditions, crashes, or euphoria. Fourth, never, ever use dangerous margin that could force us to sell at the worst possible time. This approach is specifically designed to succeed over decades and completely removes emotion from the investment equation. If you want to see 30 years of compelling data proving this methodology works through multiple market cycles, check out my deep dive video Cash versus SPY versus QQQ versus QLD versus TQQQ, 30-year showdown. That wraps up our May 2026 update. Despite intense market volatility, geopolitical uncertainty, and a brutal March correction, our strategy continues working exactly as designed, and the results speak for themselves. QQQ surged 28% in just 27 trading days, avoided the death cross, and hit new all-time highs. If you got value from this video, smash that like button, subscribe so you don't miss next month's update, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, this content is for entertainment only and not financial advice. Make sure your investments align with your own goals and risk tolerance. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay consistent and let the power of compounding do the work. Happy investing, everyone!